WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Everything earned for a goal of elevation. Just passing the team over here might finish that bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when Eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
I am never going to get bored of that intro. That intro is still so good. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. For another Monday show, it is the Palace Academy and Women's Team Lowdown, and it is just me today. Unfortunately, you have to put up with me. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, Rich is under the weather today, so he is unfortunately not going to be on here tonight. So let's wish him well, and hopefully he feels better soon. But he is here in the comments, so there he is. Poor Rich. Right. It's been a quiet week. What with the internationals on, hasn't it? We've only had one Crystal Palace team in action this week, and it was the women's team. And after their 2-0 win, their first win in the WSL, they returned to the VBS to face Brighton and Hove Albion. And it didn't go well. It didn't go well, unfortunately. We did lose 1-0 through a very, very controversial goal. I've watched it back several times, and the foul on Yanez is clear and evident. The referee is in clear view of it. She's just to the right-hand side of in front of the box, so she's got a clear view. There's no obstructions. Yanez runs in to claim a ball that was sent in, and the ball was knocked out of Yanez's hands. It was on the floor. Oh, and it was just then knocked into the back of the net, and the referee waved it off and said it was a goal. Despite a lot of confusion, the commentator of the game even thought that it was a foul, because if you hear it back, he goes, he's not sure, because he was ready to call it a foul. But the goal aside, and a questionable decision aside, it very much feels like after a handful of games, we finally have got a team that's well gelled. They're passing, they're on the pitch. You can see the tactics are fully in play, and this is a team that is ready for the WSL. Such to the point that even the manager herself went on record and said that this is now a WSL team. Laura Kaminsky says we're now finding our feet at this level. Of course, you can go ahead and read this on the Crystal Palace website or on the app as well, but I'll read this in verbatim. Laura Kaminsky says that Crystal Palace looked a bona fide women's Super League outfit in Sunday's match against Brighton and Hove Albion. We recorded more shots than Brighton. We created more chances than Brighton. Unfortunately, it just seems to be another case of both goalkeepers in super form. I hate giving credit to them, no matter if it's the men's or the women's team, but the goalkeepers certainly were putting on a clinic yesterday. An absolutely amazing performance from both goalkeepers. Yanez, again, with an incredible display. Unfortunately, their goalkeeper as well was in top form as well. Case in point, Annabelle Blanchard at the last kick of the game has a perfect opportunity to level it, and the goalkeeper pulls off an amazing save, it has to be said. Kaminsky goes on to say that she thought that the players gave a fantastic group performance yet again. We've now got 2 back-to-back performances now where we've done extremely well. We're finding our feet, but at a rapid pace, we look like we belonged in the WSL today. And I think everyone in the chat can certainly agree with me there. Obviously, we had a rough start with 2 London derbies. We've got on our first 3 points, obviously. I feel like we should have come away with something in this game. Um, a point, maybe even the 3 if the goals were flying in. But like I said, the goalkeepers were on top form. Um, what else have I got in my notes here? So, Brighton did dominate possession, and yet, like I said, Palace recreated more chances, and I've got to say the look of these chances looked a lot better. There were a lot of good air balls being thrown into the box, especially from Gibbons. Fliss Gibbons was absolutely incredible yet again. Um, the passing, the off the ball movement. Again, I said this last season as well. Kaminsky has got this team playing beautiful football, not just with in possession, but out possession as well. You see the counter attacks, you see the transition from attack to defense, and vice versa. When we lose the ball to when we gain the ball is rapid. It is instantaneous that everyone does their roles, everyone helps, everyone tracks back, everyone moves forward. The communication is on point. I really like the look of this new squad. Case in point, I think Cato. I haven't still haven't gotten used to the pronunciation. So Cato really was a key element in this squad, and we saw that last week. Last week and this week just gone as well. Um, the thing that's just letting us down is the decision making of the shot choices. The shot choices were good, and I think against any other goalkeeper that might have, certain chances might have gone in, but I think maybe there's an element of panic. Maybe it's a case of nerves. Maybe it's a case of also perhaps the occasion getting to them. Um, but another positive about this squad is that the support has been non-stop. So much so that yesterday Crystal Palace recorded a record attendance for a women's game at the VBS Community Stadium. Um, and that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. More and more milestones flying in week after week for both teams. Um, Let's address some comments. Of course, the waiting room saying "Get well soon, Rich. Rest and recharge." Um, Big up, Mitch. Won't be able to watch this live. Lots to talk about with the results. Shame we didn't get the goal given. Big up yourself, Mitch. Um, Jamie, big up, Jamie says I was proud of the women yesterday. They kept Fran quiet. They did. They did. That was crucial for them. Big up Rich saying absolutely Jamie, the women have been amazing so far this season. We will get results. Yes, we will. Because we've seen the performances on the pitch are not indicative of the results that we've received. Um Rich again agreeing it was 1,000,000% a foul, no doubt about it. It was a clear foul on the goalkeeper. I know fouls on goalkeepers, especially dealing with air balls in both the men's and the women's game, are more scrutinized. They are more assessed. So I'm not sure why there was more scrutiny on this decision. Um, Big up Jamie as well. Rich, I think the big game will be Everton on the 10th. Uh, we can also beat West Ham too, says Rich. I like Kato as well. She worked hard, and Fliss Gibbons definitely. I said this last season. Fliss Gibbons was an incredible player last season. Um, you look excuse me. I'm suddenly getting a cold all of a sudden. So Veggie pushing the back line forward, and Stengel as a 10, and Hughes would be our number 9 in the future. Jamie, do you know what? That is a decent shout. I would so look forward to seeing that when Hughes is in. Absolutely fantastic shout there. Um, yeah, so where does that leave the women's team? So it's I wouldn't mind a few extra wins here now and again, but after 4 games, we are sitting 8th, with a -10 goal difference. Obviously, that's as a result of the first 2 games we played. So we have the worst goal difference in the league at the moment, but we are sitting in 8th, so that's mid. It's mid-table. So we're below Aston Villa, Leicester, West Ham, and Everton, respectively. And of of course, we have to go on an international break for the women's team now. So they will be back on the 20th, I believe. Did I read that correctly? Let's have a look. No, I read that wrong. It is the final match before the first women's international break. We are away to Liverpool at St. Helens Stadium on the 20th of October. So let's hopefully we can get a result there for the women's team. But of course, difficult games. And then, of course, it has been announced that Crystal Palace will be returning to Selhurst Park in November for the first game of the month. We will play Manchester City at home under the lights at Selhurst on the 3rd of November. So hopefully we'll be able to go to that, and hopefully we will see you there, guys. I will make a preliminary plan to be at that game. So hopefully we can do some content there. Not much to say about the men's side. So that's why we gave all the focus to the women's side for the first 10 minutes. A lot of internationals have been made, so let me bring up a lot of my notes. So let's start with Matt Turner. Matt Turner, our second choice goalkeeper on loan, he played a full 90 minutes in goal for the United States, playing in a 2-0 win over Panama. And he registered a clean sheet, a 26th clean sheet in 46 caps for Matt Turner, which you got to say, for any goalkeeper, that is superb form. So congratulations to him. I do believe that also that moves him into the top 5 American capped players with the most wins under their belt. So that is something. Um, Ismail Assar played a full 90 minutes in Senegal's 4-0 win over Malawi, with 1 assist. So congratulations to him. Daichi Kamada for Japan opened the scoring after 14 minutes with a 2-0 win over Saudi Arabia, and they will play Australia at home on the 15th. So they will play tomorrow. Let's see. We move to Colombia. Jefferson Lerman made an appearance after an hour of play in a 1-0 loss to Bolivia. So unfortunately, Colombia have now lost their first game of this year, or this year's string of games. So I do believe that is it, except for the England players. So, of course, Adam Wharton was called up for the England under-21s, but he did choose to withdraw before either games were played due to his injury. So he is at Copa's Cope being treated. So hopefully we will see a much more fresher Adam Wharton coming up for these next few Premier League games. The England seniors team, so both Mark Gahey and Dean Henderson were unused substitutions in a surprising 2-1 loss to Greece on Thursday night. England, not good enough. But yesterday's game against Finland away, both Crystal Palace players completed their 90 minutes. Mark Gahey earning a 20th cap with a clean sheet, a second cap, and a first ever start for Dean Henderson, who performed rather well, acquitted himself rather well in that game against Finland. For Gahey, this is a 20th senior international cap, And I do believe this was, according to ATSO CPFC, a Palace statistician, it was the first England match since Malaysia in 1991 when two Crystal Palace players both played the full 90 minutes. Now, here's something for you. Who were those two Crystal Palace players? Put your answers in the comments. Let's see if anyone can get it right. Who was the last two Crystal Palace players to play a full 90 minutes for England? It's not hard to guess because they're both Palace legends. So Dean Henderson, um, his first ever England start, his first ever England appearance, his second England appearance since November 2020 when he came off the bench to face the Republic of Ireland in an international friendly. That's crazy. But it is well deserved, especially considering the performances that he has put in for Crystal Palace over the last few games. Now, of course, his performances in Red and Blue earned him Crystal Palace's Player of the Month award for September. So, congratulations to him, and also to Amy Everett, who earned the Women's Player of the Month award for September as well. So, 1,431 days. That's how long it has been since Dean Henderson last appeared for England. Hopefully now he can push on, maybe get a few more appearances under Lee Carsley before a permanent uh, a permanent manager is named. So, what is next for our last internationals? So Jefferson Lerma will be in action on Tuesday as well, against Chile at I do believe, in another World Cup qualifier. As I already said, Japan will be in action against Australia on Tuesday as well. Senegal will play the reverse fixture against Malawi now. They'll play away on Tuesday as well. And Mexico will face the United States on Wednesday. So again, excuse me. So I do expect maybe we might not see too much of these players who are playing internationals yet, coming into the return of the Premier League. I do believe that is about it. I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything else? Let's have a look. Let's just look through my notes and just recap. So, of course, this is a little thing. I wanted to highlight Mark Gahey with his 20th caps. This is 20 caps he's earned with this club. So that is something to be said for him. And congratulations to him, as I nearly dropped my phone. I do believe there was. Let's see if there was any loans. Let me find it. Here it is. Right, loan watch. Nearly lost it in the shuffle there. So Owen Goodman kept a 5th clean sheet of the season on Saturday. He was the only loanee in action, as all of the loanees were without competitive fixtures. AFC Wimbledon 4-0 over Carlisle United at the Cherry Red Records Stadium. So unfortunately, their stadium is now back in action. One save was all that was necessary to complete a clean sheet. So that's clinical. So well done, Goodman. It's only been beaten 5 times this season so far. That's impressive. That is certainly impressive. So there you go. There's Loan Watch. And that is it. Not much to say ahead of going into this week because of the international breaks. But my I really wish we had Baller of the Week and Brick of the Week back. Maybe next time. Hindolo Mustafa. Now, go ahead and have a look at this on Twitter. Just look up his assist um, for Sierra Leone, because the assist was so crisp and clean off a counter attack for Sierra Leone. He does a back heel and then spins the player that's marking him, and then manages to get into the box to then pass it back in for a 1-2 into the striker. Absolutely incredible. So certainly one to watch again for the future. Right, 20 minutes. Wow, this was a quick one. Any more comments? As I said, Liverpool next away at St Helens, and then on the 3rd of November we face Manchester City. Rich saying we play on Monday, so they should be fine. Oh, that's right. We're Monday Night Football. Yay! Woo. Right. That is all from me, guys. Stay tuned to the channel for Tact Eagle later this week, and of course previews. And then previews, reviews. You know the stuff. Stay tuned to the channel for everything. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with all the content that we produce. And stay safe. And as always, as ever, up the palace. Eagles!